We are here today because of the British regime's determination to continue participating in the Holocaust in Gaza. I don't usually defend the police, but Kent police were unfairly called stupid pigs, total cabbages, for threatening with arrest under Yvette Cooper's draconian prescription. They correctly, let me repeat, they correctly interpreted the UK regime intention to intimidate us from calling for free Gaza and to stop us stating the horrific truth that Israel is committing genocide and, of course, waving the Palestinian flag, Free Palestine. I will take it even further. I want to thank Kent Police for exposing the true intention of prescribing Palestine action. Disgracefully, I made this poster this morning. Disgracefully, the UK Parliament, Lords and Courts colluded with Yvette Cooper in defining attempts to ensure the UK comply with the obligation, its obligation, to stop the genocide by Israel in Gaza. But unlike heartless who are enabling the genocide, we can't allow the Israeli butchery of Palestinian babies, children, and adults. We are heartbroken, like the courageous activists in Edinburgh who couldn't stop her tears for the children in Gaza while she was taking action to shut down Leonardo. Shut Leonardo down! It was Starmer's regime which treated the Filton 18 as if they were terrorists and stripped them of their basic rights for their courage to try to stop Elbit producing weapons of mass murder. Not only us in the UK know who really is the terrorist, but as Israeli refusenik shouted a few days ago, Hasbara won't help. The IDF is a terrorist organization. These shouts were in Tel Aviv, and we agree. Let's say it. Hasbara won't help. The IDF is a terrorist organization. The Starmer's regime emboldened those who shamelessly operate in the UK in full collusion with the terrorist Zionist state of Israel, from the Board of Deputies to UK Lawyers for Israel. These Zionist tools, given the power to use the police as the private force in oppressing all of us who dare to speak out against Israeli butchery of Palestinian babies, children, and adults. Don't underestimate them and the power these Zionist organizations have over our lives. And don't underestimate how extreme is their goal. They will not rest until we are all become Holocaust survivors, Holocaust deniers like they are. Shame on them. We won't be Holocaust deniers like they are. Zionists operate the price tag in which they punish their opponents for speaking out, and even more so for any successes. Indeed, many activists in the UK have been subjected to relentless oppressive attack. But we are fighting back. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Rahiana Ali for her successful fight back to have the unfair and unlawful suspension being at last lifted. But the Zionists are now demanding change in the law. So while Nazi Israel commits the most heinous crimes and the IDF daily exterminates with its Western weaponry, some produced in the UK by Elbit and Leonardo, 100 starving Palestinians are exterminated. Would the UK now create more laws to facilitate this extermination of millions of Palestinians? How far will the British regime go along with the Zionist propaganda calling for final solution? Israel is now forcing through with its Western weaponry. As I said, some produced in the UK by Elbit and Leonardo. Let's make no mistake, the Israeli declared so-called humanitarian solution of its policy to create even smaller concentration camps in Gaza, which are extermination camps, is the same Holocaust language and genocide as work makes us free, or work makes you free. Yvette Cooper and Keir Starmer, your hands are dripping with Palestinian blood. We will speak out against the Israeli butchery of Palestinian baby children and adults. We want free Gaza from Zionist Israeli occupation, terrorism, apartheid, colonialism, and ethnic cleansing. Now, just before I go to the specific of the case that I am facing here today, I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for coming. I know you all had to drop everything, all the plans you had. I don't take it for granted, so I appreciate that, and thank you so much for doing that. And I want to say that we have created a huge family which is united in our struggle to stop the Holocaust in Gaza by terrorist Nazi Israel. So, and I want to talk to you well, just in case there is question about what I've been saying every day since this Holocaust, yes, it is Nazi Israel. That is not the original poster for which I was arrested, actually just 100 meters from here, in 4th of November 2023. There is the main change is that since the 4th of November 2023, Israel attacked Lebanon, attacked Syria, so I had to make some amendment to reflect, and of course it intensified the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians in the West Bank and occupied East Jerusalem. So just to make sure that we all know that this is what I would always say. Today is the first time I am charged in the UK for my activism against, openly against, for my activism, my speaking out against the Nazi Israel. However, 2 months ago, I was in a trial, but I was supposed to be the victim and the witness. And the trial was here in another magistrate in London. And it was against an Israeli Zionist who called a Holocaust survivor and myself on another anti-Zionist Jew. He called us couple. It was a struggle to get the police to even press charges against him. The police went backwards and forwards trying to stop us from following this case. We were quite a few witnesses and we didn't give up. It was a long struggle and eventually they charged him. One of the tricks that they were doing was that, everybody has to put a witness statement and it has to be in a particular format. And guess what? The case that I'm facing today, there is no witness statement at all. So this is how the double standard, to say the least. But what was the problem with the police was nothing to compare to what happened in court. Although I was a witness, not the accused, the judge treated me as the accused. He said, essentially, that people who are associated with IJON, the International Jewish Network, as if it is outliers. And because he viewed the video of my speech, during which I was called capo, and so were the other Jewish speakers, including the Holocaust survivor. He described my speech, and I'm showing you now what my speech was, because actually I delivered that speech with posters. It was in June last year. I delivered that speech because I knew that Zionists were coming and making sure that our voices were not heard. They were making such noise. So this was my speech with a poster that the judge saw. And his conclusion was that I insulted Israel, saying the facts about apartheid, about ethnic cleansing, about what Israel is. That is insulting. And since when a country can be insulted? And since when it's a crime? And since when I was on trial? The one who was on trial was the Israeli who has attacked other activists physically and was involved in attacks. And the judge treated him as his son. He was so protective to him, and he threw the case out, essentially saying that it's okay to call anti-Zionist Jews, to call us capo. Shame on the British system, it was disgrace. So I'll tell you what is happening today. I'll start with the end. My demand is that the case against me will be thrown out. Not because I didn't say Nazi Israel, You all heard me numerous times saying Nazi Israel, and I will never stop telling the truth, because it is. Not because of that. But I'm alleged to cause a person alarm and distress, and the prosecution didn't even include any statement by him what he is alleging I said or did that allegedly caused him. Moreover, that person with the name, I don't know who this person is, but I expect is one of the Zionists, that person actually asked for his name to be withdrawn from the case. So what is the case? If there was justice, the case will be thrown out, but I doubt that will be the case. So thank you so much for coming. Free Palestine!